There was a broad awareness that Microsoft was very unique as a software company.
One of the hardest things to do when becoming successful is to make sure that you are doing your own thing and you're focused on you, the only person you should necessarily have to focus on. Because in life, the only person you are sworn to look after is yourself and nobody else. It doesn't matter what this person or that person is doing. You need to make sure that you are constantly focused on you and figuring out how to get yourself in the best situation possible to pursue your dreams and your aspirations down the line. Because when you start comparing your life to others, that's when things get really hard for you to focus and constantly keep a positive mindset. Because if you start comparing yourself, you're going to constantly look at other people's lives and find the things that's going right for them as a huge hole in your life when it's not necessarily. You're just a little bit jealous, and that's okay. But you can't be comparing your life to theirs all the time, because then you're going to be focused on chasing those aspects of life in which truly aren't that important to you just because you think you want that. And it's going to take time away from focusing on the things that you truly love and the things that you have a true passion for. It will suck time away and constantly be putting you in a negative mindset because you wish you had this, that, and the other, or you think you're better than other people when in actuality you're not. Everybody's the same, and that's what makes it great, because everybody's given 24 hours in their day, but it's all about how you utilize that time to make yourself the most successful individual you possibly can.
My thing was that I just loved doing software. I loved hiring people. Even in the early days, if you set a computer on every desk in every home and you'd say, okay, how many homes are there in the world? How many desks are there in the world? You know, can I make $20 for every home, $20 for every desk? You know, you could get these big numbers. But part of the beauty of the whole thing was we were very focused on the here and now. Should we hire one more person? If our customers didn't pay us, would we have enough cash to meet the payroll? We really were very practical about that next thing and so involved in the deep engineering that we didn't get ahead of ourselves. We never thought, you know, how big the value of Microsoft could be similar to that. But it wasn't a real focus. The everyday activity of just doing great software drew us in. And some decisions we made, like the quality of the people, the way we were very global, the vision of how we thought about software, that was very long term. But, you know, other than those things, you know, we just came into work every day and wrote more code and hired more people. And it wasn't really until the IBM PC succeeded, and perhaps even until Windows succeeded, that there was a broad awareness that Microsoft was very unique.
Well, nerd means a lot of things. I'm somebody who can sit and read a book about science for hours on end. And, you know, I don't mind being labeled as somebody who finds that interesting. Well, it's a very competitive business. When you have the level of success that we've had, when you have a business that's important as this with this many competitors, you're going to have people saying some nasty things. And so you have to learn a little bit not to take it too personally. I'm a weird dropout because I take college courses all the time. I love learning company courses and things, so I loved being a student. There were smart people around, and you know, they fed you and they gave you these nice grades that made you feel smart. I feel it was unfortunate that I didn't get to stay there, but I don't think I missed any knowledge because, you know, whatever I needed to learn, I was still in a learning mode. Well, I have a fascinating job. I get to work with smart people. It's a very intense job because I'm in a business that's changing all the time. Whether or not I owned the part of Microsoft that today is quite valuable, you know, I think I'd have one of the most fun positions and one that forces me to keep learning new things and tackling new frontiers. Well, certainly the people who count are your close friends, your kids, your wife, your relatives, and those people, a lot of my close friends are the people who worked with me at Microsoft from the very beginning, where we shared dreams, we believed in what we were doing, we took a long-term approach, we did it with incredible integrity, and we're proud of the wealth we've shared with all our employees. You know, my fascination with building software came at a very early age. And we never expected to have a company this valuable, but we wanted to create software that would empower lots of people. And so we thought of ourselves, you know, what would we like to see? Would we like a neat spreadsheet that could do new things? Would we like a word processor that worked in new ways? Would we like graphical user interface? And we still see things like computer you can handwrite to or speech recognition that are on the frontier that, you know, we want to tackle it. We want to be the first to do it and do it right and empower people in some phenomenally new ways.
Well, I think throughout our history, we wake every day knowing in the business of technology, you have to think about what are you missing? What is the research or customer feedback that you should be paying more attention to? And how do you keep that pace of innovation very, very high? How do you make sure you're hiring the very best people? And that kind of focus has helped drive us forward through all the milestones the company has had. Well, it's not quite that black and white. I mean, even in 1994, I wrote a memo saying the internet will be very important. But then it just grew and grew until it got to the point where we said, this is the most important thing. It's our biggest opportunity. It's our biggest challenge. So it meant that some of the interactive TV work we were doing, we redirected that. The work we were doing on Microsoft Network, we directed that. The team that had been building Windows 95 that had the TCP protocol stack and the browser in it, they moved over to focus 100% on internet software.
Thank you all so much for watching. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.